Join me today as I cook an easy skillet lasagna. All right, so we are going to be doing a one-pot lasagna. It is a Pampered Chef recipe. I will make sure I include the link down below. It's super easy. They call it a one-pot lasagna, but then they tell you to cook it in 2 pots, so it kind of cracks me up. I think that's the name of it. I don't know. I always called it a one-pot lasagna. And because of my time restraint, I am going to be using 2 separate skillets. You can do this in one. You're just going to brown your sausage ahead of time, and then you're going to mix it all together. But I'm going to be doing 2 skillets. I'm going to be using a 12-inch skillet to do the main portion of the lasagna in, and I'm going to be using a 10-inch skillet to do the sausage with. So let's go ahead and get started. So in my 12-inch right here, I'm going to go ahead and add my jar of pasta sauce. I think it calls for marinara sauce. I grabbed a Parmesan and Romano. It was what was on sale. It is a generic sauce. So let me go ahead and add this into my pan. And if you hear anything in the background, it's my husband playing video games. Because that's how life is, right? Our family doesn't have to stop living just because we're filming a YouTube video. So I'm going to go ahead and add in our pasta sauce. And then we're going to get some water and add it into it. It calls for 3 cups of water. And so I've got 3 cups of water measured out here. I'm going to put most of it in here, but I'm going to put a little bit of it in my jar so I can go ahead and shake my jar out. And so we can get all that yummy sauce. We're going to get this to a boil. So let me go ahead and get it started. And this is what we're actually going to cook our lasagna noodles in. So it's a super easy recipe. I love it. I haven't done it in quite some time, so I'm excited to do that. So we're going to get this boiling, and we need to get our lasagna noodles in there too. But we don't want big pieces of lasagna noodles, so we're going to go ahead and break those up. And I think the recipe tells you this, but if it doesn't, this is what I've always done, and it seems to work quite well, is I've just taken a kitchen towel, and I've just put my noodles, and it called for 8 ounces of noodles, just so you guys know. So I actually measured my noodles because all that my store had was a 16-ounce pack. So I will save this, and obviously we will be having another lasagna or something of that sort soon. Okay, yep, you guys can see. So all I'm going to do is, and I've already got some of these that are broken, so I'm going to go ahead and put those into my sauce. I'm just going to use my towel, and I want to break them into about quarters. They're not going to break exactly, you guys, just so you know, but they're going to break like this, so we're going to go ahead and add those in. And by using the towel, I don't have lasagna noodles, you know, sliding all over my kitchen. So we'll go ahead and get this done. And those didn't break in quarters at all. But like I said, the main thing is you want them to be smaller so they can cook down. And so when you're eating the lasagna, you've got bite-sized pieces. Get this in here. Lasagna I absolutely love, but I don't like making traditional lasagna because it takes so much time and it seems like so much effort. I know a lot of people, when they do make it, they make up a double batch so they won't have to do it as often and freeze part of it. So we've got our noodles in there. And like I said, this was just a clean kitchen towel. Let's see if I can get the rest of those crumbs in there. Perfect. All right, so there is that. Then I'm going to go ahead and scoot the camera back just a smidge so that we've got a little bit more room to work. So we've got this. We're just going to keep stirring this. And then in our 10-inch skillet, we are going to go ahead and add in our sausage. I believe it calls for 1 pound of sausage. I think you can use the links of sausage or the ground. I always get the sausage at my grocery store, and I a lot of times will get it on sale. This is actually more than 1 pound, but that's okay. It's about 1.5 pounds, and it is just the Italian sausage. So I'm going to go ahead and get that put into my skillet, if I can get it out of here. There we go. So we've got our Italian sausage. This is one of my favorite products, whether it's Pampered Chef or something else. This Pampered Chef calls it the Mix and Chop, but I do believe there are other companies that make them now. Well worth the purchase. You can do all kinds of things with this, but of course it was designed for ground meat. My sausage is still a little bit frozen because I forgot to take it out. So we're going to go ahead and get this started cooking. And once this sausage browns up, then we're going to be adding some garlic into it. And then, of course, we're going to go ahead and get our cheese mixture made. One thing with the mix and chop that I'm using right here, I do find that sometimes the meat sticks in there, and so I'll just grab a little knife and go ahead and get it out of there. I'm going to let this start to brown, and then I will crumble it up some more. All right, now our cheese mixture. So I've just got a big bowl that I'm going to go ahead and put this in. And I'm going to go ahead and get rid of my head on this, you guys. So you're going to have the headless chef again, but on purpose at least. There we go. Now you guys can see better. So we've got our big bowl. We're going to go ahead and get our cheese measured out. We have got our ricotta cheese. We're going to do 1 cup of ricotta cheese. And this was the smallest container that the store that I found it at I could buy. So I've got to find something else to do with the rest of the ricotta cheese. This is good until April, so I've got plenty of time, so it's just going to sit in the back of my sink. And this says it's easy peel. It says right on the top of it, easy peel, but I can't get the dang thing opened. So, I'm going to use a knife. Let me know if you guys have a recipe for ricotta besides, you know, a lasagna or something. Do you have something else that's yummy and delicious that you guys like to use ricotta in? I love trying new recipes. So we're going to go ahead and do 1 cup of ricotta. I'm going to go ahead and use my measure all cup because I can go ahead and push it out. Let me grab a spoon. And make sure this stuff is doing good over here. So we're going to do 1 cup. And my husband has a fire going, and it's so nice, but at the same time, holy moly, it's hot in here. Huh, hon? No. He says it's not hot in here. Whew. I don't know how your guys' weather has been around you, but our weather has been quite chilly. We've gotten some snow, of course, nowhere near what a lot of you guys experienced. The new puppies, just so you guys know, we only have 1 left. The girls all went to their forever homes. So we have got our little Loki, and he is doing quite well. We're doing the potty training bit now. All right, so I've got my ricotta cheese measured out, and this is what I like best about these cups right here is I can just push it on out. Nothing gets stuck in it. I take it apart. I put it into the dishwasher, and we will put the rest of this ricotta back in the fridge. Then we're going to go ahead and do a 1/2 cup of mozzarella. We're going to probably add a little bit more mozzarella over the top of it too. But the base right here calls for a 1/2 cup. So a 1/2 cup of mozzarella. I was a little bit short, so I'm going to put a little bit more. I can hear my sausage starting to brown over there. And it looks like my pasta water is starting to cook. So just get that stirred up a little bit. I like this Italian sausage that I get from my store because it is not super fennelly. And I know you guys can't see me right now, and I apologize, but all I'm doing is just cooking the meat. I need to figure out a better way, I think, to film some of these cook with me parts, but the way that my kitchen is designed and all of the shadows, it makes it really tough. So we're going to cut up some parsley, and we're going to go ahead and measure it out on my scale because the recipe calls for 2 ounces of parsley, and then you're going to go
Stop right there.
ahead and put a little bit of it aside for the topping to make it look pretty on the top. So let me go ahead and turn my scale on. We're going to do 2 ounces. 2 ounces of parsley is a lot. That's crazy. I don't remember putting that much parsley in a recipe before. Look at how much this is going to be. Is this whole bunch going to be like 2 ounces? I don't know if I want to do 2 ounces. What do you guys think? I wonder if I read the recipe wrong. I'm going to have to look. I'm going to go with about 1/2 ounce of parsley, you guys. Then I'm going to show you another trick that I like using for my herbs. All right, I'm going to go ahead and wash this.
Well, the good time is over. Then I'll be on my way.
Yeah, that seems like too much parsley. But maybe it's just me. I don't know. Maybe I should be using more parsley than I have these years. So I've got one of the Pampered Chef prep bowls right here. I love these little bowls. They come with little lids. I like to do jellos in them as well as portion out some, what am I thinking? Yogurt. I like to portion the yogurt out. All right, I'm gonna let you guys see my face again, so feel blessed. And so we've got our parsley. We've got a pair of kitchen shears. We're gonna go ahead and just chop this right here in the bowl instead of putting them out on our cutting board. And of course you can see I just threw a piece overboard, but it will be just fine. I love doing this because then I don't have it all over my cutting board. A lot of times it gets stuck. And this is some very nice fresh parsley. Holy cow. So we're going to give that a rough chop. Uh-oh. Another piece down. Alright, so we've got our parsley. And yeah, any sort of kitchen shears will work. And just as a quick plug for myself, you guys know that's not why I started my YouTube channel. For those of you guys that have been watching, but for anybody that hasn't watched my channel, I almost said my show. Apparently I have a show now, a YouTube show. For anybody that hasn't watched any of my videos before, I do have my Pampered Chef website linked below. I'm not saying that you have to have Pampered Chef stuff to complete this recipe, of course, and I never would tell you that, but a lot of the products do make life a little bit easier. Did you guys see me miss the pan there? Alright, so this is starting to boil. Now that this is starting to boil, I'm going to go ahead and put my timer on, and I'm going to put it on for 15 minutes, because this recipe says that the pasta will take about 16 to 18 minutes to cook. And we've got our delicious, yummy sausage over here cooking. Now, of course, you can use pork sausage, you can use turkey sausage. I mean, really, you could use burger in here if you wanted. If you were going to use burger or something instead of sausage, I would suggest adding some Italian seasoning, or, you know, putting some basil and some extra seasonings in there, some rosemary, something like that. And this is the part where I really love the mix and chop. And just so you guys know, the secret to this is to push down into the pan and then rotate it, and it will just crumble that meat up. And I've had this product for, I don't know, I don't know when Pampered Chef came out with it, but I would say I've had this product for at least 12, if not maybe even 15 years. So it definitely is well worth the investment. We use it all the time. If you watched me do my potato soup, I'll use this to mash up my potatoes instead of a potato masher, because I still want them into chunks. I don't want them completely mashed. So that is browning very nicely. And our pasta water is boiling. Sounds weird to call that pasta water, right? Since it's got marinara in there too. But it's going to make our noodles taste so yummy being cooked in the actual sauce. There we go. So we've got our parsley cut up now. And let me make sure that I've got a good chop on that, and I sure do. So you guys can see how easy this is to go ahead and chop. Super easy. And I've got my parsley, so I'm going to go ahead and add this in. And I'm going to save a little bit for the top. And maybe it is supposed to be that much parsley, you guys. I don't know, but holy moly, that seemed like a lot of parsley. Because you saw that cup right there that I just used, that prep bowl, that is 1 cup. So that is almost 1 cup of parsley. And that was only a half an ounce. So it seems like that might be too much. But, okay, so we're going to get that mixed in. And see, yeah, as I'm looking, oh, you guys can't even see what I'm doing. As I'm looking at this mixture right here, I'm thinking that would have been way too much parsley. And it makes me wonder, is my scale working right? I don't know, because that's even probably more parsley than I normally would have put in there. But it's what we have now, so we're going to roll with it. And if we want to, I guess we could do a little bit more ricotta and stuff in there. Back you up a little bit. All right, we're going to add some pepper. This is the pepper that I just got on my grocery haul. It was a cheap thing of pepper. And I like the tins of pepper, but they didn't actually have any. So I don't know, is that old school? Or did I just look at the wrong store for it? Let's see if I can actually get this pepper open. I should have done this before video.
Shout, you let it out, make me a believer. How many lies do we have to hide when 2 wrongs don't make it right? How many times can I say good?
Oh, knife. We're gonna use a knife. Oh my gosh. That is 1 good seal, just so you guys know. Holy moly. Alright. Whew. I guess it's probably a good thing it didn't open, because then you guys would have got to see me with a mouthful of pepper, because you know that's probably what would have happened. That seal was crazy good. All right, so we're gonna do 1/4 teaspoon of pepper into this mixture right here. So put our pepper in there. And I just stepped on a piece of parsley and it kind of freaked me out. I guess the dogs didn't want to eat parsley. It shocks me. So we'll get this mixed up. And I'm looking at that parsley and guess what, guys? We're gonna put some more cheese. Because I can. This is the way I cook, you guys. If I think something doesn't look quite right, I'll add some more. So we're gonna add some more ricotta in there. We're also going to add some more mozzarella. And can you have too much cheese in lasagna? I don't know if you can. Oh, that's our Parmesan. That's not our mozzarella. And we still need to add some Parmesan in there too. I'm glad I grabbed it or else I would have forgotten. All right, we're gonna do that. And then we are going to go ahead and add our Parmesan in. And I wonder, I'm thinking it might have been 2 ounces of Parmesan. Not 2 ounces of parsley, just so you guys know. I'll put right here what the right answer is. Some days I wonder about myself, because that makes more sense to me to have Parmesan measured in ounces. So we're gonna go ahead and put our whole bowl on here, and we'll tear it out, and we'll put a couple ounces of Parmesan. That makes way more sense, you guys. Some days I wonder about myself. All right, so 2 ounces of Parmesan. Delish. And apparently we have a lot of parsley, but parsley I hear is good for you, right? It's green. Does that make it better? We're just gonna have a lot more cheese because we were going crazy with the parsley. I just can't believe I did that. All I did was I just wrote a couple measurements down for myself because I didn't remember what they were. And I apparently wrote the parsley instead of the Parmesan. We're gonna add a little bit more Parmesan into our bowl. I know you guys can't see. Again, like I said, I don't know the secret. I don't know the secret YouTube stuff yet. I was thinking, you know, if we got a island in our kitchen, there's enough room, that would be awesome to film at. But that's a long ways away. I still need to do the built-ins in the back, so we're not anywhere near that. So we've got our cheese mixture. Still looks like it might have a little bit too much Parmesan in it, but what can a girl do? All right, let's get rid of this stuff. And I'm gonna move you guys over here so that you can see what's cooking. And there's Zeus down there. Looks like he ate something. Did he eat the parsley? I think he might have ate the parsley. That's funny. Zeus and Athena are down there. All right, so we want to make sure that our sausage does not have any more pink in it. Once this is done, we are going to add it into our sauce here as it's cooking. Looks like it's just about done, so I'm gonna go ahead and grab our garlic and the garlic press. And it calls for, I think, 2 cloves. I always put way more garlic in than what they call for. So, well, let me grab that and add that in.
How many lies do we have to hide? When there's nothing left to say, well, the good time is over, then I'll be on my way.
So now we need to look and see how the pasta is. You can see that it is now down to a nice consistency where there's not a lot of water left, and it looks more like what the jarred pasta sauce did. So let me go ahead and grab a noodle out of here and see if it's tender. It is still a little al dente. So we're gonna let it cook for a couple more minutes. Because we don't have much water left in here, I do think I'm just gonna go ahead and add about a half of a cup and let it cook down. I know how my husband likes the lasagna noodles, and these are a little bit too al dente for him. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab a little bit of hot water. And I'm just gonna do a half a cup. And then we'll let it cook for a few more minutes. I'm gonna put my timer on, I think, for 4 minutes.
Got a dopamine rush, got a major league crush when you're next to me. Got my heart upon my sleeve, can I hide the way I feel when you're next to me, girl? Got the kick in every move and I fought it's like a fool for you, for you. Wish I knew just what it was, but why should I make a fuss? Just stay next to me, girl, next to me, girl. Something special, don't know why, something special that I like about you, about you. There's a mystery entwined, something bigger to define about you, about you. Am I the only one to see? Got me down on my knees, taken by your gravity. And I just know you got that something special about you.
All right, everyone, that was my timer again. So we are going to go ahead and get our cheese put on, and then we're going to make this all melty and yummy. And you can see it didn't take long for that half of a cup of water to disappear, and my noodles are obviously a lot more bendy than they were. That's a term, right? A cooking term, bendy. All right, so now we've got more cheese than we're supposed to have. I'm going to go ahead and scoop it on. This is the Pampered Chef medium-sized scoop. Just so you guys know, this is 2 tablespoons. For my friend Crystal over at What Was Mommy Thinking, this is the scoop you're missing. This one would have been perfect for your oatmeal cream pies, even though, of course, the ones you made, they looked amazing too. So if you guys want to learn how to make homemade oatmeal cream pies, you can head on over to Crystal's YouTube channel. All right, so we're just going to scoop this in here. Look at all that fresh parsley. Hopefully we like how much parsley is in there. Just so you guys know, my husband heard me making the recipe, and him and I were having quite a chuckle while you guys were listening to some music about, quite honestly, how dumb that was for me to even think that 2 ounces of parsley was correct for the recipe. Obviously it was not. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and put this in here. And guess what? We're not gonna put any more parsley on top. That parsley I saved, yeah, we're gonna say that this is enough parsley. Lots of cheese. Hopefully nobody will mind. I'm gonna grab the lid. Hopefully I can find it because I didn't grab it out before. I think I know where it's at. I absolutely love this 12-inch skillet. I have 2 of them, and these are an older set of Pampered Chef pans, just so you guys know. You can't get them anymore, and I know that all of the Pampered Chef pans that I've ever had are amazing, lifetime guaranteed pans. So we're gonna go ahead and put the lid on and let that become melty, and then it's gonna be all done.
1, 2, 3. I've been feeling so small. Watch the clock ticking off the wall. But tonight I'm letting it go. Spend my coin for sure. I'm gonna be myself, or I could be someone else. No one's stopping me now. gonna skip my breaks, I'm gonna make mistakes. I just wanna feel alive. It's just what I do when I'm out, so try not to hold me down. Feel alive when I'm in this town. Look at those beautiful stars. I wanna drive a faster car. Nothing can break me, no, no, nothing can break me. Try not to hold me down. Feel alive when I'm in this town. Look at the beautiful stars. I wanna take a trip to Mars. Nothing.
All right, everyone. There is our finished product. And yes, I am in different clothes. I am getting ready to go to work. And so I am changing for work. But here is our yummy one pot lasagna. Maybe one skillet lasagna? I don't know, but absolutely delicious. All right, guys. Thanks for joining me today, and I'll see you for my next cook with me. I'm going to be doing the Thai chicken stir-fry salad. I almost forgot what recipe I was making. Bye, guys. Have an amazing day.
Stars, I wanna drive a faster car. Nothing can break me, no, no, nothing can break me.